Going on, everybody? Special shout out to my galactic starseeds from the Delta Quadrant. I see you guys out there. I did not forget about you. You are now tuned into Planetary HQ, the planetary headquarters for all of your celestial information. Today, we are talking about the local universe administration. That's right, the Galactic Federation. Believe it or not, the ETs do have a very specific organization. There is a hierarchy, angelic hierarchies. You know, it's not just some green being who lands and scares you every now and then and takes your semen. These are actual cosmic interdimensional beings, and they have a precise setup, a precise bureaucracy, not to make it sound boring, but they're highly organized, more organized than us humans down here are. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Deadrick Baker, D-Bake the Wise, joined by my brother Chilla, and we got a special guest on today, my brother Nebulon, Nebzoid. He's been on a couple of times. You might recognize his face. He actually just dropped an album. Last time he was on, we went over it, and we will play a track from it before the end of this show, so keep it locked. We got some of that star hop, that intergalactic musica for you to make that booty bounce and to make that heart skip. But yeah, so you guys know what we're talking about today. The celestial hierarchies, the angelic hierarchies, the principalities, call them what you want. How do the ET gangs and squads, how does that setup look like? Are they set up like the mafia? Do they got capos? Or are they set up more like a military organization? Or is it more like a financial institution, a corporation? How are these beings interacting with each other? You guys got any ideas about that?
Well, I will be completely honest. It's been a while since I've read this paper. It's been a while. But all I know is Seraphim are, the top transporters. So they can go really quickly, transport across the universe incredibly quickly. And they're non-physical, correct? Am I right about that? They're non-physical?
Yeah, I guess you would say people would say they're non-physical, but remember, like Urantia energy, it's still a physical type of energy. It's just
it's like
not
an
hard.
It's like an in between matter and spirit.
And spirit,
It's like,
yeah. But a normal person would be like, yeah, they're not hard matter. It's more like plasma, I guess you would say.
mm.
For sure. Yeah, I guess we're going over really like some top level things, like from the normal ET perspective that, in the ufology, they kind of see like, oh, there's a bunch of different alien races here. They all have different agendas. They're trying to influence humanity. Some of them for selfish gain. Others are trying to be benevolent, take out our nukes so we don't blow each other up. And we're trying to kind of string that all together. And this is really one aspect that has been traditionally recorded, I guess, in ancient religions as the sort of divine creator beings that sort of reveal their presence in key moments. But yeah, I guess these are actual celestial personalities that are in the background. It's not just as simple as like God up there changing the weather. Basically, it's like source consciousness, which is the template for all free will beings in the universe, and it's like this sandbox that's created, and there's both mortals, aliens, and angels on every level, kind of experiencing and running this life program in the time-space universe, which is all meant, I guess, to manifest new possibilities from the infinite source consciousness, right? And so we get to participate in that system. We stand with these creator beings as like basically the kids of the universe. And we can actually, I guess, work with them and learn about them. So that's what we're getting into today. Who are these beings? What is that structure? And how is it going to change how we try to upgrade the planet?
Yeah, exactly. And these beings have shown up in history, throughout historical record. Jesus Christ, Melchizedek, Adam and Eve, the Anunnaki, Krishna, Buddha, all these different celestial personalities have made contact with human beings throughout our recorded history. That if they're real, that means they should belong to some type of organization. There should be some type of positional relationship between each entity, and there has to be some type of echelon of power, echelons of government, different factions. We know throughout the stories the war in heaven. We know about the Lucifer rebellion. A bunch of different religious stories talk about celestial personalities actually disagreeing upon certain ways to govern the universe and therefore creating separate factions. We also know about the modern day ET hypothesis and the phenomena with the benevolent Nordic races and the malevolent gray races. So even the different species of ETs, I guess, are warring over different ideologies or different ways to govern the universe, and the humans seem to be caught in the middle of this. So we have these stories in the Bible, Christianity, and these stories point to, yes, there are angelic organizations. Kabbalah talks about angelic organizations. The Bible, again, talks about angelic hierarchies. All of this begs the question, what the hell is this crap? Like, we hear about these stories. Can we actually synthesize this into a real story that we can relate to and almost step into and interact with in real time today? Now, on top of that, we have, like Techola said, extraterrestrials from other planets, ultra terrestrials from our planet, celestial light beings that are on the celestial tier. So we kind of hypothesize on this channel that there are different levels of cosmic government, like such as the physical ET races. They would be more a la like the Galactic Federation or like Starfleet, just a confederation of the physical ET evolutionary planets. So planets where the beings evolve from a single cell organism and they develop space flight technology and they can interact with each other through trade, business, financials, all that normal stuff. That's one type of federation, but there would also be a federation level or a governmental level above them, which we would refer to as the celestial administration or the celestial tier. And that would be beings like the angels, so not physical ET beings, angelic beings such as like Michael, Gabriel, other beings on that tier. And then you even go up to like the paradise echelon, but we're not going to go to there. These are all just background topics that I want people to kind of just hold in their mind while we talk about this paper. And we're going to go into the actual creation of these beings who are at the very top of, I guess, universal administration. So this is from the Urantia book, paper 33. It's called Administration of the Local Universe. And we're going to start on part 4. This episode is part 2. So if you want to catch up to everything, go check out part 1. We did it as a live stream a couple weeks ago. So I guess I'll jump into it unless you guys got any final tag-ons.
The only thing I'm going to say is treat me like a noob on this. Just treat me like as if I'm being introduced to this, even though I'm not being introduced to it. But
I've been around the block, Nebby. I know when people trying to hustle me. All right. I'm trying to take my money. Part 4. Gabriel, the chief executive. The bright and morning star is the personalization of the first concept of identity and ideal of personality conceived by the Creator Son and the local universe manifestation of the infinite spirit. Going back to the early days of the local universe, before the union of the Creator Son and the Mother Spirit in the bonds of creative association, back to the times before the beginning of the creation of their versatile family of sons and daughters, the first conjoint act of this early and free association of these two divine persons result in the creation of the highest spirit personality of the Son and the Spirit, the bright and morning star. Okay, I know that's a lot. It's a mouthful. It is pretty easy to understand once you understand who these beings are. And the weird thing about this book is they'll name the same being 4 different ways in the same paragraph. So it might sound like they're talking about 4 different beings when in reality they're only talking about one being, just using 4 different terms for that being. So the bright and morning star, you know, you've heard that term in the Bible. Lucifer, son of the morning, from that reggae song. Was it I'm gonna run you out of Earth?
I'm gonna
Something like
chase
that.
you out of Earth.
I'm gonna chase you out of Earth. Yeah.
It was also sampled by JC.
Oh yeah, sampled by Jay-Z. Yeah. So these stories are in our Bible and music. Son of the morning. Lucifer was son of the morning. He's the son of Gabriel. He's a created being already. He's already lower on that tier of command. The bright and morning star is Gabriel. And it says the creator son and the infinite spirit. Or another word for infinite spirit is the mother spirit. So, and then later it says the creator son and the mother spirit. So the creator son's Jesus, Michael, and the mother spirit is a different being, a female. Jesus and his girl, they get together and they create the local universe. Their first son, their first child is Gabriel, the bright and morning star. So that's what this paragraph's explaining. Only one such being of wisdom and majesty is brought forth in each local universe. The universal Father and the eternal Son can, and in fact do, create an unlimited number of sons in divinity equal to themselves. But such sons, in union with the daughters of the infinite Spirit, can create only one bright and morning star in each universe. A being like themselves and partaking freely of their combined natures, but not of their creative prerogatives. Gabriel of Salvington is like the universe sun in divinity of nature, though considerably limited in the attributes of deity. The firstborn of the parents of a new universe is a unique personality possessing many wonderful traits not visibly present in either ancestor. A being of unprecedented versatility and unimagined brilliance. This supernal personality embraces the divine will of the Son combined with the creative imagination of the Spirit. The thoughts and acts of the bright and morning star will never be fully representative of both the Creator Son and the Creative Spirit. Such a being is also capable of a broad understanding of and sympathetic contact with both the spiritual seraphic hosts and the material evolutionary will creatures. So that's pretty cool. It's talking about how Gabriel somehow being a composite of both the son and the spirit, or Michael and the mother spirit, he, even though he's their son, he has abilities that they don't have. That's pretty interesting. So he has a personality possessing of many wonderful traits not visibly present in either ancestor. So I wonder what kind of powers he has. And then also, it's really interesting that he has the ability to make contact with the spiritual seraphic hosts and the material evolutionary will creatures, which is kind of hard to have that range of personality manifestation, because I guess it's really hard for beings that high up to manifest down low, and really hard for beings that low to manifest that high up. But beings that can span both of those ranges, it means they have like a extremely high power, call it what you will. I don't know.
So that would explain why, at least in the Bible, Gabriel makes contact with Mary.
With Mary, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Before Jesus is born.
Because I guess not all these celestial beings are like fully capable of actually manifesting and communicating directly with humans. Sometimes they actually have to use sort of like other beings closer to our level, intermediaries, to make contact and pass information. But yeah, it is interesting, and maybe that's it's interesting that
one of his prerogatives.
The chief executive is sort of created with that bandwidth in consideration. And maybe it's because it's sort of like a similar reason is like, okay, why would the top level creator being, that we know as Jesus, why would that being even incarnate as a human on a planet? Well, it says that that's kind of like how they choose to rule their universes. They incarnate and live like under a limited set of circumstances so that they can like really understand experientially what it's like to live as a human. And so, Gabriel is still able, I guess, is created with a similar idea, the ability to make that direct contact, which is sort of like an example from those creator sons that, like, if we're going to rule over the mortals, we need to be able to personally, like, perceive and contact them. Otherwise, you know, we might kind of be out of touch in a sense.
Looks at the Bible, checks out.
Another thing that I wanted to add in here is that, like, when we're talking, like, literally we have a couple characters being mentioned here, right? We have like infinite spirit, which is part of the Trinity. So this is like, think of this like a family tree of consciousness. So basic premise is, in our everyday life, we know that everything comes from something. There's nothing that comes from nothing, right? So everything is a sort of derivative. There's a parental tree, you know, atomic bonds. We understand that there's this mapping relationship on how things come from other things, how they recombinate and create derivatives. And that is not actually like purely just a physical law. Apparently, this is also a spiritual consciousness law about how beings are manifested from the infinite, right? How does the infinite being manifest all these small beings that are like limited but still connected directly to the divine? And so that's really what this is describing, this whole family tree thing. So, you know, Trinity at the top, these three primal infinite source consciousness that are sort of one being in all. And then the creator sons are sort of combination from, you know, the first and second person of the Trinity. And then the creator sons team up with another derivative from the third person of the Trinity. That's what they call the local mother spirit. And when they team up, they create this bright and morning star, right? And that's where it's saying like the bright and morning star is contains qualities that its immediate parents don't have, but they sort of come from the top level Trinity, like coming down. It's sort of like on the material level, this is sort of like DNA combinations, right? You get these different traits from your parents, but you also get to manifest like some new things, right? So that's how I conceive this process of consciousness, iterating consciousness.
I do have one thing to say. Are we absolutely sure that, because I heard you say that, read part of the paragraph here that says the thoughts and acts of the bright and morning star will never be fully represented, but on my end it says ever. So are we sure that it's
It's supposed to be ever. Yeah, you're right. Good catch.
because
Yeah,
in
did I
that case,
misspeak it? Did I say it?
Yeah, you said never.
Whoops, whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Will ever be. Yeah. Yeah. Read it for yourself if you want, people. Jeez. People barging in. The bright and morning star is not a creator, but he is a marvelous administrator, being the personal administrative representative of the creator's son. Aside from creation and life impartation, the Son and the Spirit never confer upon important universe procedures without Gabriel's presence. Sorry. Gabriel of Salvington is the chief executive of the universe of Nebadon and the arbiter of all executive appeals respecting its administration. This universe executive was created fully endowed for his work, but he has gained experience with the growth and evolution of our local creation. Gabriel is the chief officer of execution for super-universe mandates relating to non-personal affairs in the local universe. Most matters pertaining to mass judgment and dispensational resurrections, adjudicated by the Ancient of Days, are also delegated to Gabriel and his staff for execution. Gabriel is thus the combined chief executive of both super and the local universe rulers. He has at his command an able corps of administrative assistants created for their special work, who are revealed to evolutionary mortals, who are unrevealed to evolutionary mortals. In addition to these assistants, Gabriel may employ any and all of the orders of celestial beings functioning in Nebadon, and he is also the commander-in-chief of the armies of heaven, the celestial hosts.
Wow.
So Gabriel's, yeah, he's the head
Hey,
honcho.
he's kind of like the president.
He's your boss's boss.
Yeah, he's like the president. Yeah, he is like the president. And Michael's like just the divine ruler.
He's like the assigner of, you do this, you can be this. I'm gonna let you be.
Would
this.
it be like Michael's the prime minister and Gabriel's like the president?
Aren't those like
Well,
two?
yeah, I think you can call it. Which one would do which? Yeah,
Isn't the prime minister
Israel
the
kinda
UK
works like
president
that.
or something? Or is that
No,
I
because
don't know. No.
Israel works like that. Because Netanyahu.
Yeah, it depends on
the,
what country. Some countries, I think,
yeah.
one's higher than the other.
Okay.
It depends.
Yeah. Though
I
I
would
don't
say
think
it's
the prime
more like
minister is
this.
higher than president.
I would
Israel,
think
at
it's
least.
more like a. You know how governments derive their sovereignty? You know what I'm talking about? Like back in ancient times, kings and queens, they got their sovereignty from the Vatican. You know, the Pope himself was the sovereignty of God, and he would pass his sovereignty on to the leader of that nation to make that a sovereign nation. So they now have the power of God, and that king was a representative of God and had the will to, or had the power to write laws into being. And you can only get that authority through the sovereign line of the Vatican. So that's how states and sovereignty works. I would say that Michael would be more akin to the sovereign power, almost outside of the government, and Gabriel derives his sovereign power from Michael, if that makes sense.
Right.
I mean, when according to the book, when the Lucifer rebellion happened, Michael delegated the power of like the creators almost like that, like to Gabriel. Like he gave.
Yeah, well, he stepped back 100%, no non-interference policy, and said, "You take care of it." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because that also models, I guess you could say, the way that the source consciousness God the Father kind of works.
Yes.
And there's been different opinions theologically about this for a long time, different arguments. I think one of it's called like, it's like an idea that God is real and he's very personally interacting with our world, but there's another version where they say God is real, but he's not really interacting. He sort of steps back. And that's what this book is answering, some of those, I guess, questions of theology, like how exactly does God choose to personally change time space? And so it does appear that like that's why I like calling time space a sandbox, because it's like those top level creator beings like the Trinity and the Michael sons. They kind of like let the beings that they've created manage the system, and they don't personally come in and make a lot of like judgments on all the free will beings. They sort of like let everything play out in its own time and consequence. And I guess apparently that's part of the point. They want to get literally. I feel like they made this entire universe. Every universe is made for us to be the ones that are the decision makers, even though there's like top level call. It's like they don't want to make the decisions. The decisions are for us to make. That's the point.
Yeah, it seems like we're living in like one big escape room, you know? And there's a bunch of like secret levers or things you need to find and pull, but the creator gods are sitting back and they know the answers. Like if they do it right, they'll manifest the supreme, but we can't tell them the answers. They got to do it themselves. Like you can unlock the escape room or the puzzle box, get that new dimensional open, but it takes cooperation across a galactic scale, and it seems like we can't figure out that door.
And it's like they know that both men and angels need to work together to actually manifest and unlock the escape room. Like we can only get so far without the angels, and the angels also kind of need us to manifest another expression as well. That's why that's part of why they're helping us. It's not totally, I mean, it's benevolent, but like they want to, because it's part of their end goal in their own journey of understanding the infinite and building, the universe. I mean, I'm not going to suppose to know all the motivations of angelic beings. I just know based on what this is saying, when the angels participate and opportunities are created and it manifests the supreme being later on down the line, like I kind of am making some connections of like what kind of motivates them possibly.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you say like we need the angels to do it and they need us. It reminds me of like stories in sports and like boot camp where they make the slowest guy, they tie a rope to his waist and tie him to the fastest guy. And they're like, you both got to make it. If one of you doesn't make it, you both fail.
Right.
And it kind of forces you to work with each other to make it towards the end. I want to read a quote from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. I think it's the first line. It says, "In the beginning, the universe was created. This made a lot of people very unhappy and has widely been regarded as a bad move."
Classic.
Yeah, I love that movie. But all right, let's keep it going. I said the Brighton Morning Star is not a creator. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on 3347.
Damn. Yeah, you're right. Gabriel and his staff are not teachers. They are administrators. They were never known to depart from their regular work except when Michael was incarnated on a creature bestowal. During such bestowals, Gabriel was ever attendant on the will of the incarnated Son, and with the collaboration of the Union of Days, he became the actual director of universe affairs during the later bestowals. Gabriel has been closely identified with the history and development of Urantia ever since the mortal bestowal of Michael. Aside from meeting Gabriel on the bestowal worlds, and at the times of general and special resurrection roll calls, mortals will seldom encounter him as they ascend through the local universe until they are inducted into the administrative work of the local creation. As administrators of whatever order or degree, you will come under the direction of Gabriel.
That sounds tight. That's tight. That's really cool. That's really cool. You get to work your way up to be an administrator. That's actually so cool.
This paragraph kind of discredits Gabriel of Urantia because Gabriel doesn't really make those type of contacts with mortals.
What did he claim? He claimed he was actually Gabriel. Like he claimed that.
He claimed that he created a new title that he called it like a audio fusion.
Yeah.
And he said he was fused with Gabriel's voice and that he could hear Gabriel's voice. Yeah.
That's something. That's something.
Yeah, but I mean, this last paragraph hits it perfectly. Exactly what we said. Like both men and angels like team up, and we actually do. It's like they call it a universe ascension career for like a reason. And when you pitch it like, okay, we're in a school studying, like what are we studying for? Well, this is what we're studying for. We're eventually going to have the opportunity to work as administrators in the local universe under the direct direction of Gabriel, the head executive, the sort of first created being of this local universe, right? So that's pretty dang. That's your career path. That's the ladder you're climbing, and it's not a ladder of like of special deals and human motivations like the normal way that we climb our career ladders. I think there is some comparisons that do work. Like, you got to show on every level. Every time you get a new title and more responsibility, you got to show that you can produce results. But again, it's sort of like spiritual results are, I guess their own achievements, and we kind of have to learn like what exactly is these lessons that allow us to be given more responsibility in the universe administration.
Yeah, it's exciting to, think that heaven is going to be a cosmic career, kind of like Star Trek. Starfleet, you're going to be flying around the cosmos doing epic star missions. And I know you hear Gabriel and you think, oh, it's like heavenly angels, oh, Jesus, and you got to be all perfect. But yeah, but back in the day, I say it a billion times, Jesus said kingdom of heaven. Back in the day, they didn't have the term universe. They called it the heavens. The heavens was the universe. The heavens was the galaxy. The heavens was up there. Back in the day, they didn't have the term government or federation. They said kingdom. So kingdom of heaven is the universal government, aka the Galactic Federation. So I know when you say Gabriel and we say angels and people start with the Judeo-Christian modern day thinking, your mind starts thinking that. But you really have to mix that with like ETs and spaceships. And after you die, you're going to become on that fleet. You're going to be part of Starfleet, Space Fleet,
Exactly.
Alien Fleet,
I'm looking
call it what
forward
you
to
want. And you're going to do dope ass missions. And you're going to meet Gabriel and you're going to be like, oh, this is the guy we were writing on fucking animal skins about on our planet. You know? So get
That's
it
so
through your head,
wild.
guys. The reality is going to be sicker than what you think. But we got part 5. But before we jump into it, I'm feeling a little bit of with all the deep logic, I think we need to balance it out with some hot spiritual tunes and some musica. If you got something queued up for us, DJ?
I do. We're about to drop in a track called Mr. Matador from the album Nebuism. Nebi's here with us today. Let's hit
Yes,
this.
sir.
I wasn't having it. Every day I'm back at school. I wasn't having it. Ain't no one believing me. Cause ain't shit happening. But one day everyone gon' see. I was immaculate. Now I'm going through the door. They call me Mr. Matador.
Mr. Matador.
To the floor. What's up? Now I'm going through the door. They call me Mr. Matador. Cause I'll drop to the floor. What's up? Let me take it back just one day. No one else believes a word I motherfucking say. May as well be immune to this fucking day. Never had a girl that'll ever love me. But one day I'ma be at the top. Everyone who hated gonna have their jaws drop. One day I promise that I'll never fucking flop. Everyone gon' listen on the day that I drop. Now I'm back at the living room. Made sure the bass is booming. I went to junior high, but there was no movement. Searching for a sign for self-improvement. Now I'm going through the door, they call me Mr. Matador. The way they drop it to the floor.
What's up?
Now I'm going through the door, they call me Mr. Matador. The way they drop it to the floor. I know they mad when they see me. No brakes on the gas when I'm fucking speeding. Nigga, I ain't meaning. This ain't a movie that is streaming. I know it's hard to believe it, but it's way harder to be there and see it. When you grow up, you'll understand that everybody has a hand and no one else has to see it. Now I'm going through the door, they call me Mr. Matador. The way they drop it to the floor. What's up? Now I'm going through the door, they call me Mr. Matador. The way they drop it to the floor. Here's the way I see it. One day they'll believe in everything you do. Just make sure every promise you ever make is true. Cause they'll never see the man that you gon' turn into. Just believe what I say. Don't remember this every day. Cause all these kids that hate on you in school every day. They'll see you winning awards in the news every day. And they'll never understand how the hell you got made. Now I'm going through the door, they call me Mr. Matador. The way they drop it to the floor. Now I'm going through the door, they call me Mr. Matador. The way they drop it to the floor. What's up?
What's up, Star Gang? Nebby in the building. Yeah, it's from that.
Yeah, sir. It's an honor to be
Nebby
here, man.
track, Nebuism.
Oh, yeah.
Link will be in the chat. We'll throw it in the description. Make sure we do that. Easy
Check
on
it
YouTube.
out,
Just type in
guys.
Nebuism. Shit's hot. Mr. Matador. That's what that track was called. And that's one of many of Fire tracks. So go check it out. Fuck yeah, dude.
Thank you for that.
And that's what we do at Planetary HQ. We fucking go deep, hit that galactic hotness, then we hit you with some star hop. If you like what you're hearing so far, hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell on it so you get notified, so you're up to date with all the celestial broadcasts. Don't forget to press the little thumbs up. We call it the like button. Helps get it to the front page. And leave a comment. Talk some shit. Yeah, you guys are full of shit. Do something. I don't know. But the next section, whoever wants to read, part 5.
Heck yeah.
I'll read it.
Go ahead, do it.
All right, part 5, the Trinity Ambassadors. The administration of Trinity origin personalities ends with the government of the super universes. The local universes are characterized by dual supervision, the beginning of the father-mother concept. The universe father is the creator's son. The universe mother is a divine minister. The local universe creator spirit. Every local universe is, however, blessed with the presence of certain personalities from the central universe and paradise. At the head of this paradise group in Nebadon is the ambassador of the Paradise Trinity, Emmanuel of Salvington. the union of days assigned to the local universe of Nebadon. In a certain sense, this High Trinity Son is also the personal representative of the Universal Father to the court of the Creator Son, hence his name, Emmanuel. So, Loki also Jesus' brother, like Michael's brother, right? Am I wrong on that? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's Michael's older brother.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people confuse that term in the Bible. It says it refers to Emmanuel as Jesus. It says like I forget the exact quote, but it in the New Testament they'll like say something that Jesus said, and then the next paragraph will be an old scripture, and the scripture will be referring to what he did to kind of confirm what he did. And I think one of the scripture passages they use is like, you got it. It's like, what is it?
Yeah, so I guess this is from Isaiah 7:14. So this is considered like a prophecy where they connect this verse to Jesus.
Yes.
Because what it says is that, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and it will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us, right?
Yep. So that's that passage they're using to kind of back up his biblical story. His name wasn't Emmanuel. The Urantia book actually says someone comes up to him and says, Emmanuel. And then he only looks at him and under his breath goes, no, that is not I. That is my older brother. Then walks away. So interesting connection. So ever since I was young, oh, Emmanuel, Emmanuel. I was a Catholic, that was a huge song growing up in the church, and that was all about Jesus, and they called him Emmanuel. But if you really want to have your I's crossed and your T's dotted, you definitely want to know that Emmanuel is not Jesus. It's his older brother. And I think he might actually be a Paradise Creator Son from the previous local universe who perfected or who gained sovereignty. And then his next step is to become a teacher for the next Creator Son, if that makes sense. And that's why Michael... You
said a local universe or a previous universe age, you think?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, either one. I conjecture a previous local universe, possibly the one previous to this one.
Yeah, but is he? Oh wait, no. How many are there? Is there more than one Emmanuel, or is that a specific?
I think there's one per.
Oh, one per. Okay.
Local. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because we have a manual of Salvington, is what it's called, number 611,121 of the Sixth Order of Supreme Trinity Personalities, is a being of sublime dignity, of such superb condensation that he refuses the worship and adoration of all living creatures. Okay. So this is, that's interesting, number 611, because we're also told that there's about 700,000 creator sons that are on the record. And so, yeah, this is again another example of the way God manifests consciousness in these derivative forms. And like some of them are like sort of closer to the Trinity, and some of them are further down the line. And the ones further down the line have more like personal interaction with the time-space universes. And the ones upper, they actually sort of act as advisors and helpers to those go down the line a couple chains. Emmanuel is acting as an advisor, an older brother to the Michael sons, and there's like a specific Emmanuel being within each local universe that does that.
Read
function.
That next fucking sentence.
Right. Go ahead, Nebby.
So just carry off from where you started, because you.
Did I skip
when I
some stuff?
first read this sentence? No. You just read the beginning of what Nebby was.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so he bears the distinction of being the only personality in all Nebadon who has never acknowledged subordination to his brother Michael. He functions as advisor to the sovereign. For a second, though.
That's like when I first read that sentence in my entire time reading the Urantia book, I was like, what? Like I was like scared for a second. Like he's the only being that doesn't pledge acknowledge to subordination to Michael.
Does it ever say why?
No, just because he's higher. Like Michael, he's like Michael's advisor. Like Michael is his older brother, you know, he goes up and says, "Hey, big bro,
Oh,
can you teach me about how to do this shit?"
Lord forbid,
We
but
pissed Emmanuel off.
yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So he functions as advisor to the sovereign son, but only gives counsel only on request. In the absence of the creator son, he might preside over any high universe council, but would not otherwise participate in the executive affairs of the universe except as requested. So he only intervenes or gives output if you request it.
That's some secret CIA thing. Like I'm picturing like the background intelligence of the universe.
If you study the Urantia book in total, it seems like that's like the style of the higher ups, the really high ups, the paradise beings. You don't get their advice unless you request it. Like they don't ever come in and force themselves. They just sit there until you request it, and then they'll come help.
It's giving celestial CIA. I'm just saying.
He's the guy in the chair, just like overseeing the operation, but he's also not really the project manager. But when something really crazy happens, you know, he kind of gives that look that says like, "Look, you can ask me, bro. Like, you know, you can ask me." You gotta wonder what. I was just gonna say, you gotta wonder like. What type of situation and how often does Michael, the creator son, go to Emmanuel? Like, is it when surely it's not just when things go bad, it's like top level, but I still wonder like what is the frequency of advice that is given, you know, from Emmanuel based on Michael's request?
Wait a minute. So Emmanuel, hold on. Emmanuel is, because Michael to us, he's top dog. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he's the son.
Emmanuel is older and also higher up than Michael. That's hard for me to picture. That's really hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard for you to picture. It is, but Emmanuel isn't a creator being, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and remember, so when it says Emmanuel is the sixth order of Supreme Trinity personalities, does that mean Emmanuel's manifestation comes from all three Trinity, or because Michael's from the first two? Is it saying that Emmanuel?
I don't even know what that means, dude. I don't know what the sixth order of Supreme Trinity personalities is.
Yeah, I'm thinking when it says Trinity personalities, I'm thinking that all three beings of the Trinity were involved in manifesting Emmanuel, whereas for Michael, it's just the Father and the Son that work together to manifest the Michael sons. So if we search here, Supreme Trinity personalities.
Oh wait, if we go by what we just read earlier. If we go by what we just read earlier about how
there's an entire paper about it,
and how Gabriel was created by the creator son of the mother spirit, and he delegated much of those quote unquote powers from both of these creators. If Emmanuel was created by the whole Trinity, then that would mean he also carries from the Spirit as well. So he has, in a way, much more authority than Michael and Gabriel. But that would explain why he doesn't want to, you know, subjugate to under Michael, because he's, and plus he's also technically not from our part of the universe. He's from a much older part of the universe. Yeah, he's from Paradise, so it makes sense. It's just kind of hard for me to imagine it because I associate Michael with just God. You know, I associate Michael with being like God himself. I know that's the typical Christian way of viewing things. Like Jesus is, you know, God, but I know it's much more nuanced because of this book. But it's hard for me to imagine someone with even more authority than Michael, you know. But that's really cool. He's just readily available.
More authority. It's like they come from the same place. But Michael is a little bit special and has more authority because he's a creator. Like Michael can do everything these beings can do and create.
Like in terms of authority in Michael's universe, he has more. He has more authority than Emmanuel because he's taking more personal action in his universe than Emmanuel is. And he, you know, it's his universe to create and like get to light and life. And I'm going to pull up here. I'm on paper 18, Supreme Trinity Personalities, because we just read that.
09?
From 18?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. 09.
So, yeah, first I want to point out when it said Emmanuel is from the sixth order of the Supreme Trinity. So
Yep.
that sixth order here is at the start. That's the union of days. So first we'll go to, you said 09. So these beings of administrative perfection are of definite and final numbers. Their creation is a past event. No more are being personalized. Throughout the grand universe, these Supreme Trinity personalities represent the administrative policies of the Paradise Trinity. They represent the justice and are the executive judgment of the Paradise Trinity. They form an interrelated line of administrative perfection extending from the Paradise spheres of the Father to the headquarters worlds of the local universes and to the capitals of their component constellations. And then...
Yeah, so I guess like they are... So... The Paradise Trinity has direct representatives from themselves too. Like the Ancient of Days, how it says Ancient of Days would be the Order 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient of Days would be like a direct father representative. And even in some cases, he has more jurisdiction than Michael does, such as like annihilation operations, stuff like that. So like AOD is the direct father representation in our local universe from the Paradise Trinity. And Michael does have to coordinate with him to do certain functions in our universe. But again, Michael's the creator of our universe, therefore he kind of maintains sovereignty. Emmanuel would be another representative from the Paradise. And they're all Paradise beings, but like we said before, Michael's the only creator. So there's just a bunch of beings from Paradise, right?
Yeah. Now, I'm here down on section 6, looking at what exactly is the union of days. And this is also kind of weird because it says, it talks about how the Trinity personalities of the Order of Days are not in admin capacity. They're more created as liaison personalities to the local universes, which is just what we read about Emmanuel. He's a liaison from the Trinity, assisting Michael, giving advice only when asked. And it says there's 700,000 of these beings in existence, but they're not all commissioned. So Emmanuel of Salvington, I guess, has been commissioned, to a local universe, which is ours. And there's actually a reserve corps of these beings on Paradise. That's so crazy. And let's see.
All right. Imagine running into them just in your free time. Whoa, shit. What's up, guys?
Right.
I would drop to my knees. I'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, what do they look like? Like shit.
I just imagine beings of light. That's what I imagine.
But how can you distinguish beings of light from beings of light from beings of light?
Ooh, check this out. Okay, so this is here in that section 6 on paragraph 6. When a local universe is settled in light and life, its glorified beings associate freely with the union of days, who then functions in an enlarged capacity in such a realm of evolutionary perfection. But he is still primarily a Trinity ambassador and Paradise counselor. So bro's waiting for light and life, and then he's going to take a more personal role and more functions on. That's what it sounds like.
That's trippy. I remember what that planetary, the Galactic paper said. It said that like when Jesus got his sovereignty and claimed authority, Emmanuel was kind of governing the universe with Gabriel. And after Jesus died, he went up, claimed his sovereignty, looked at Emmanuel and said, "Me and you were both going back in." And that Emmanuel incarnated with Jesus again, and they've been incarnating since, and they don't know who they are.
Right. Yeah, we got some extra Urantia book expanded universe, hypotheses here, and it is
so
very
would that kind of line up? Because Emmanuel would eventually be on the planet to freely associate with beings in light and life. So, assuming Urantia goes into light and life, he would appear to us, and we'd be talking to him face to face.
And also, if Emmanuel only acts when Jesus is like, "Hey, can you do this with me?" That what you just said right there kind of makes sense. Jesus would have to go up and be like, "Hey, come with me," and he's like, "All right, you asked me to come with you. I'll act as your advisor on your next series of special missions." Yeah, that's super interesting. It fits the function of Emmanuel based on what we just read of what he's like kind of willing to do.
And it says right there in that 1.6.5, a union of days was not organically connected with the government of the local universe of his assignment. aside from his duties as an observer, he acts only at the request of local authorities. So just like you said, yeah, like Michael would have to go up there and be like, "Hey, dog, come on."
Yeah. And it does say when the creator son is absent on a bestowal mission, the Union of Days is or no, the admin acting rulers are largely guided in their major decisions by the council of their Union of Days, aka Manuel. So that means when Jesus was incarnated on planet Earth, he's sort of absent from that top level role, which means that Gabriel is asking Emmanuel for advice instead of referencing Michael.
Hell yeah. Unraveling the mysteries, boy. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now you know who Emmanuel is. Now you know the setup of Ashtar Command.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So do I just keep going?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so this ambassador of paradise to Nebadon is not subject to the jurisdiction of the local universe government. Neither does he exercise authoritative jurisdiction in the executive affairs of an evolving local universe except in the supervision of his liaison brethren, the Faithful of Days, serving on the headquarters of the constellations. The Faithful of Days, like the Union of Days, never proffer advice or offer assistance to the constellation rulers unless it is asked for. These paradise ambassadors to the constellations represent the final personal presence of the stationary sons of the Trinity functioning in advisory roles in the local universes. Constellations are more closely related to the super universe administration than local systems, which are administered exclusively by personalities native to the local universe. Interesting.
Interesting. Wow, that's crazy. So local universe, all the beings in the local universe, the personalities are derived from that local universe. But once you hit constellation level, all the personalities start getting pulled from intra-universal levels. That's pretty dope. So there must be a big culture shift from when you leave Nebadon to getting into the minor and major sectors. Did I see leave Havana and leave Nebadon? Sorry if I said Havana. All right,
Okay.
you're up, Tay.
All right. General administration. Gabriel is the chief executive and actual admin of Nebadon. Michael's absence from Salvington in no way interferes with the orderly conduct of universe affairs. During the absence of Michael, as recently on the mission of reunion of Orvanton Master Sons on Paradise,
Wow.
Gabriel is the regent of the universe. Michael took a retreat. He's like, "Yo, I got this convention I'm going to. I'm meeting up with the other Master Sons."
You know,
And so
it's crazy. Imagine being at that convention, dude. What the hell?
Exactly.
The drippiest Master Sons. Like, yeah, I was immortal, and I'm fucking a Paradise Son.
They crucified
Got
me.
my mortal wife.
I was on I incarnated on a rebellion planet, and they killed me. They killed me when I was 33. Isn't that pretty lit?
Yeah, everybody's like, duh, we know you. You're famous. You're Jesus. You got everybody wearing those white robes in the sector.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, so, and for reference for the viewers, the Master Sons on Paradise, so there's the Creator Sons, and then they're basically they're the universe fathers alongside the Mother Spirit that they create with, and they become a Master Son after they complete 7 incarnations, where they limit themselves to the beings that they created. For example, they actually like incarnate as like angelic beings and work with angelic administration without telling them who they actually are. Like the angels who administer, like this new angel just shows up one day and is signed off by the universe, and they're like, "Hey, this new angel's going to help you out." And low key, it's actually Jesus, or AKA Michael. And like I said earlier, the reason for this is that Michael wants to actually participate in a limited form as the beings that he created, and it gives a very personal opinion. It's like going undercover it's like you have a big corporate administration, right? You're the big boss undercover boss. Yeah. You like actually go in and work in the different departments, on the 7 primary departments. And then you realize like how things actually run day to day by all the beings that you've created. And you realize like, oh, here's where we can improve things. Here's where, but you're also not like, you're like undercover, right? You're not revealing to anyone that you're the guy, right? So the Master Sons is those who complete those 7 missions, which all the Creator Sons do eventually. They complete those missions and then they're like certified, and the higher levels up are like they salute to them like, good on you. You completed your mission there. And apparently there's these conventions where all the Master Sons meet up in the center of the universe.
Yeah, pretty sick. And after they complete the bestowals, the 7 incarnations, they have unquestioned authority within their local universe. It's pretty dope. I don't think a Master Son has ever defaulted, so.
I don't think any Creator Son has, is what it says.
I know, that would be dark. That'd be a dark universe.
That'd be wild.
Tragic.
An entire local universe rebels. Whoa. Let's not speak about it. It makes me scared. Star Wars.
No, I thought about
right?
What if
a long time ago?
What if a thought adjuster rebels? Like, that would be the craziest thing ever, bro. It's not possible according to the book.
Yeah, I'm about to say that'd be a good story.
Possible.
That'd be a hot story, though.
They are gone, but
coming to a theater near you.
Dude, that would be
right.
Fatal. That would be lethal.
Invasion of the Thoughty Snatchers.
From thought adjuster to thought adjuster.
That's Nebby's next track.
Thought adjuster. The Father Melchizedek. Maybe I didn't finish that paragraph. During the absence, at such time, Gabriel always seeks the counsel of Emmanuel of Salvington regarding all major problems, right? So the Father Melchizedek is Gabriel's first assistant. When the bright and morning star is absent from Salvington, his responsibilities are assumed by this original Melchizedek son. The various sub-administrations of the universe have assigned to them certain special domains of responsibility. While in general a system government looks after the welfare of its planets, it is more particularly concerned with the physical status of living beings with biological problems. In turn, the constellation rulers pay a special attention to the social and governmental conditions prevailing on the different planets and systems. A constellation government is chiefly exercised over unification and stabilization. Still higher up, the universe rulers are more occupied with the spiritual status of the realms. Okay, the picture that I just got in my head was, why do ETs disable the nuclear assets of the world governments? Well, it's interesting that this just said the sub-administrations of the universe assign to them domains of responsibility, and they look after the welfare of the planets and are actually very concerned with the physical status and biological problems, the social and governmental conditions on these planetary systems, right? Which is kind of unique. Like, we do have admins like kind of watching over those processes, and maybe they hire some ETs to make sure we don't blow ourselves up.
Yeah, it says it perfectly. Like we were talking about before, the physical Galactic Federation ETs of physical planets that do finance and trade relations with each other, the system governments, they're only dealing with physical problems, biological problems, and like you said, nuclear war. They're going to stop that shit down. They're going to shut that shit down because those are physical matters. But as you get higher up on the cosmic administration, they only care about the spiritual status of the beings of the realm. It's kind of a system of checks and balances. It's triosophy again on a cosmic scale. You know, you guys cover the physical aspect of the world, but if you only focus on that, it'll turn to war and domination. So it needs to be checked by another system of spiritual values, and you need to integrate them together. We have a system of checks and balances for the American Constitution. It was the first time it's ever been made, and it works better than any other government that's ever been in existence, quote unquote. You know, there's been celestial governments that have been here too that have probably worked amazingly smooth. But I'm just thinking of this cosmic system of checks and balances. and how the higher you go up in the government, they're going to look down and be like, okay, it's nice you got anti-grav. It's nice you got nukes and shit. But we want to know what's in the heart and minds of the beings on the planets. And then the lower governments are like, oh, fuck. Damn it. Like, we got anti-grav and portals and shit, but now we need to get our ethics and morals up. And that leads to that perfected universe. So it's a good system of checks and balances.
Show. Okay. Ambassadors are appointed by judicial decree and represent universes to other universes. Consuls are representatives of constellations to one another and to the universe headquarters. They are appointed by legislative degree and function only within the confines of the local universe. Observers are commissioned by executive decree of a system sovereign to represent that system to other systems and at the constellation capital, and they too function only within the confines of the local universe. Nice. Ambassador. That's literally like Star Wars, what's the planet? The main planet where they have the Senate and everything.
Fucking, oh my gosh.
Someone Coruscant? Hit us in the comment. Yeah,
Coruscant.
Coruscant.
I said croissant at first.
Coruscant. Yeah. They have representatives from the different planets, and they all, look like aliens and stuff. So this is talking about like the celestial ambassadors to different constellations, right? And those celestial ambassadors, they watch over like the mortal administrators, and they watch their galactic federations within the time-space sector. And they, I imagine those the celestial administrators report back, and they're like, yes, I just attended a meeting of the Galactic Federation in Constellation 106. This is what they're currently up to in the unification and stabilization of their galactic working group. And then, some other
Fleons won't fucking give the gold up and the oil to the rest of them, and they have the weapons, and we need to figure out how to stop this. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Fuck, I had a cool thought and I forgot it. It'll come back to me. Keep reading.
From Salvington, broadcasts are simultaneously directed to the constellation headquarters, the system headquarters, and to individual planets. All higher orders of celestial beings are able to utilize this service for communication with their fellows scattered throughout the universe. The universe broadcast is extended to all inhabited worlds regardless of their spiritual status. Planetary intercommunication is denied only those worlds under spiritual quarantine. Whoa.
Okay, well, interesting. Okay, so we can still get universe broadcasts. Honestly, bro, I think I get some in my mind. Like, I get messages that are like, like you are the resistance. If you can hear this, stay strong, little one. Keep fighting. We're behind you. And I'm like, oh, where's that coming from?
Yeah, and
they're probably broadcasting that into the cosmos. Like, whoever can pick it up. Like,
yeah, and this I'm wondering, like, is like how on a normal planet, like, is this a psychic reception to spiritually receptive individuals are picking up these broadcasts? Yep. Maybe at some point with Urantia technology, it's like everyone definitely gets these and listens to them.
The Urantia harp.
Yeah. But then, I think there's been a sort of
your seraphim and your adjuster can kind of
they can like transform it for you and give you a version. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely a category. I was gonna say there's been a sort of different ways of thinking, in the Urantia community on this question of like our quarantine status, because we're told that there's celestial broadcasts that go out, but then here it says, spiritual worlds under quarantine aren't going to get them. But we also know that like the angelic beings can transmit data. They can get broadcasts potentially that the normal quarantine kind of stops and they could pass it on. But some people even say that the quarantine status officially is ended, that court case, and they are opening, universe broadcast. And so, yeah, if the main point here is that this is a normal reality. And so when we're talking about those those downloads, those intuitive insights, it's actually part of a larger galactic system from the celestials and the higher orders of intelligence. So you gotta listen for that. You gotta take action on it.
Yeah. And are you reading those two last sentences as separate things, right? Or that's how my mind's taking it.
Oh, well, So when you say the universe broadcast is extended to all inhabited worlds regardless of their spiritual status, so
like
there's that.
Salvington's broadcasting to all worlds, even if we're in quarantine, no matter what. But then the next
last
one
sentence
says
kind of
interplanetary. No, I'm saying that like
you think
it's
it's
saying
separate?
planetary intercommunication. So like from our world to another planet, if that makes sense. Salvington's not in that equation.
I see. So we get universe broadcasts, but we just
But
don't
we can't communicate with
between
other
other planets. Yeah, which is maybe one of the reasons why the UFO thing is so kind of secret or limited, even for the amount of ETs that are allowed to be here, or what they're allowed to contact us.
Technically, that wouldn't be like an interplanetary broadcast because the craft's actually here and we're talking to them face to face. You know, we're not using the broadcast system.
Yeah, you're right. That's why they come here, because they're like
bypassing it.
They never pick up the phone. We got to go there.
I got to go fucking knock. Yeah. There's a lot to play with right there. I like that section. Okay.
Yeah. And I definitely I misperceived that, and maybe other readers have as well, where they're like, no, we can't get broadcast, but it's no, we can get broadcast. It goes out regardless of spiritual status. And then you go, okay, how do we receive those broadcasts? That's probably with the psychic circles. You know, we have that potential. That's really interesting. Planetary intercommunication is denied only those worlds under spiritual quarantine. Dude, the Law of One says the same thing. The quarantine that's on planet Earth limits the amount of ETs that are allowed to be here. There are special conditions where they're allowed in, or sometimes they kind of sneak in through. But they say that I think they even talk about there's guardian beings who manage that network and allowance.
Exactly. And then here's this quote right here. I just put in the chat from the adjuster. The adjuster's work in the mind. Adjusters are able to receive the continuous stream of cosmic intelligence coming in over the master circuits of time and space. They're fully in touch with the spirit, intelligence, and energy of the universes. But these mighty indwellers are unable to transmit very much of this wealth of wisdom and truth to the minds of their mortal subjects because of the lack of commonness in nature and the absence of responsive recognition. So that last part is a huge concept. I was talking to Magma the other day, and I think it's so important, and we don't talk about it a lot. It's the capacity for receptivity. And the Urantia book talks about this so much, and I feel like a lot of people kind of get swept under the rug, especially in the Urantia community. It talks about your capacity to receive. If you don't understand something, if you don't have any context, you can't recognize something. If someone just moves to the United States and they don't really understand the United States, and they can walk up and down the street and see all the things you see, but they don't really understand what they're looking at. And then you start saying, hey, that guy's standing on that corner selling weed. So the next time he walks down that road, he sees that guy and oh, that guy's selling weed. Now, because you told him, they have the capacity for receptivity. They have the capacity to recognize it. It's a lot like when we talk about Urantia book stuff with people. If we talk about all these crazy cosmic concepts to this person on the street, but they've never asked the question, or if they've never had exposure to these concepts, they lack the capacity for receptivity. You're going to say these dope concepts, but it's going to fall on deaf ears because there's no channel dug in for them to ask these questions. So you have to dig in the channel into the soul before they can receive the information. And a lot of people are trying to throw the information at people that don't have channels ready for it. So they don't have the capacity to receive. It's the same thing it's talking about here. The adjuster can always receive that cosmic broadcast, but they can't transmit it to the mortal because the subject's lack of responsive recognition. We don't have the capacity to receive what they're even talking about. Those broadcasts just bounce off because we've read this Urantia book. It digs that channel in, and it gives us the capacity to receive. When that message dings our mind, now we can kind of see the picture. It's kind of same thing with the adjuster. The more you learn, the more the adjuster has to work with. If you study things and read books, the adjuster can show you more pictures because now you have the capacity to receive the images. If you're dumb, the adjuster's going to have a hard time showing you pictures because you didn't really study. So that's all I'm trying to say is we have the ability to receive these broadcasts, but do you have the capacity to receive? And you're not going to get the capacity just by saying, I want the capacity. You got to fucking read, dog. You got to understand. Like, you're not going to be able to fix a car engine just by saying, I want to fix a car engine. No, you got to go take the classes, understand every part of the engine, and then you'll be a master. And then when you look at an engine, second you look at it, you'll know what's wrong with it. You have the capacity to receive that image instantly,
100%.
Yeah, so most humans, because even though we have the Urantia book, most humans don't read the Urantia book. They're not receptive because they lack the context necessary to understand, what these,
Hey man, it's not
broadcasts
our
are.
fault. I'm not here to tie your shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
No, but you're right. I'm just playing stupid.
And it's about mind, body, spirit progress as well. Like, the reading, the intellectual part of understanding the admin and the point of the universe is one major part. It gives you that like base framework. And then, you got to put it into action with mind, body, spirit, with triosophy, which is what they call the psychic circles. How do you actually sort of maximize the cosmic mind circuits, which there are 7 primary circuits that sort of like animal beings actually tap into with our mind, and that also increases that receptivity. This 7 system is also kind of seen in some of the Eastern traditions. They're calling it chakras. I think you could also possibly relate it to the complexity of the physical form and the organs and the brain. Like, that allows us to tap into more of these circuits to get that God consciousness. But then the last part of it is literally just like, do we use our free will to pursue that mastery, that knowledge? And that's what's up to us. It's up to us to develop that capacity for recognition.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we created this YouTube channel. Hey.
Good on you.
All right, continue on. From Salvington, broadcasts are simultaneously... Oh, I read that, sorry. Constellation broadcasts are periodically sent out from the headquarters of the constellation by the chief of the Constellation Fathers. Chronology is reckoned, computed, and rectified by a special group of beings on Salvington. The standard day a Nebadon is equal to 18 days and 6 hours of Urantia time, plus 2.5 minutes. It's very specific. I wonder if there's some mathematics we can decode from that. Maybe we could place the distance based on gravitational orbits. If we know like the central black holes that we understand, we're like, well, if the time frame is this, we can compare it to these zones.
We can maybe see the rotation of our local universe.
Yeah. I wonder about that a lot whenever they give specific numbers, or because that's a relationship that they're describing that deals directly to orbitals. Yeah. The Nebadon,
if we know what time it is over there, we can send messages every 9 days, and we'll catch them when they're awake or asleep at least one at a time.
Right. The Nebadon year consists of a segment of the time of universe's swing in relation to the Uversa circuit and is equal to 100 days of standard universe time, 5 years of Urantia time. Nebadon time, broadcast from Salvington, is the standard for all constellations and systems in this local universe. Each constellation conducts its affairs by Nebadon time, but the systems maintain their own chronology, as do the individual planets. The day in Satania, as reckoned on Jerusalem, is a little less, 1 hour, 4 minutes, 15 seconds, than 3 days of Urantia time. These times are generally known as Salvington or Universe time and Satania or System time. Standard time is Universe time. That's so interesting.
Speaking of which, didn't daylight savings time start today, or did it end today?
What?
I noticed. Yeah, we lost an hour today.
Yeah, we lost an hour today. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, you're right.
About this.
Now we're talking about this.
Time zones.
That's weird. So
that's so weird. They could have
system time. So system. Yeah, I don't know why they just like fuck it. I mean, I think we're so in the darkness from the angel's point of view. We're like, like we're writing on animal skins, wearing like tattered clothes. Like they're like, give them as much as possible. They need it. They're struggling down there. this is interesting because they say a lot of time, and earlier it kind of references that the system courts and the system level government has a lot of leeway to do what they want, obviously. And we're in Satania. And Jerusalem's the capital of our system, I'm guessing. Yeah, obviously, because that's where all the beings from our system go for the mansion worlds when they die. Where is Jerusalem? Where is the capital of our system? Is it Orion's belt? Is it the Pleiades? You know,
I feel like we could use these numbers to do a
numbers
time
to calculate.
dilation
That's what I'm
correlation
trying
to the Pleiades sector and figure out which one of these sections is would have that correct time differential. That's what I'm saying.
Shit. I'm about to lock this shit in, dog. Fucking start laser beaming the mansion worlds with a fucking laser. Hey guys, hey, we're here. We're fucking here.
You find that little window.
Found you. Yeah. That's wild. All right, so I guess I'm back. But before we do this, do we have any galactic swag we want to let the people know about?
Yeah, actually, you just got a universe ping. A celestial download just came in. So stay tuned.
I need your attention, everybody. This just in. The New Jersey drones are now over New York, LA, and every major capital on the face of planet Earth. They keep repeating a message over the 6 gigahertz frequency band, and it keeps saying, Planetary HQ has cosmic garments for your physical mechanism. In other words, we got that drip. Straight from the Galactic Federation wardrobe, these tees vibrate at the frequency of chill. Ribbed knit collars lovingly hug your neck chakra, preventing collar droop across dimensions. Tapered shoulders enhance your interstellar silhouette, perfect for Earth missions and beyond. Dual side seams stabilize your style, ensuring your energy stays aligned even when encountering planetary turbulence. Crafted from 100% classified heirloom combed and ring spun cotton, this featherlight fabric breathes like you're cruising through the astral plane. Ideal for layering beneath your space cloak or relaxing at your Earth base. The tailored retail fit transitions seamlessly from casual Earthling mode to I've got crystals in my pocket and I ain't from here chic, making it essential apparel for your rigorous interdimensional journey. So check out them shirts. We got a bunch of different colors. Link is in the description. Your contributions directly support spiritual operations on the front line in the battle for truth, beauty, and righteousness. With your help, we can help change the face of planet Earth, and we can look fly while doing it. Okay, now that we can fund the Black Budget Anti-Grav program, let's get back to the show.
We back.
Planetary HQ, baby.
Got a little something for you guys.
The wise with my brother Tate Chillin'. Yeah, we gone. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, we gone, baby. Yeah, open up the scrolls, decode the light beams. Elohim codes written deep in my dreams. JJ heard tack with the map to ascend from Adam Cadmon to Omega's end. I cracked open key 101, saw the Christ light shine. Metatron's glyphs in geometric line. 72 names spinning Merkaba flight. We ain't just flesh, we encoded with the light. I got seraphim sigils in my pineal dome. Teleport my soul through the thrones to the home. DNA's a ladder that I climb like Jacob with Enoch on my side. Ain't no fear when I wake
Cause they get it, the frequency drop. Light better shine, make the whole world go stop. Acid dimensions, no need to knock. The door's wide open, keys will be knocked. No decode the keys of division unlocked. We're riding on waves from celestial dock. An infinite mind is breaking the clock. The relative time, keys will be knocked. Decode the light with that spiral spin. And keys unlocking, we'll steer within. America, I'm flying, now I'ma hit you with the shock. I'm synced up heavy with with the keys of Enoch. Let's go now. As in the scale, set release, truth divine, time for peace. Cracking the code from the ancient stock, divine blueprint, keys of Enoch. Elohim chant with the spears aligned, transition glow with the sacred signs. New horizon, hearing the knock, a soul got the paths with the keys of Enoch.
Call it key 317. It's a grid of grace. Biotransducer heart syncing up with space. Ain't no fear when you know the plan. I got Yahweh codes on the back of my hands. Fire letters channeled from the higher zones. Language of light carved in crystal and tones. I ain't channeling ghosts now. It's the Father's will from Orion to Zion. It's also damn real. Quantum Christ codes. Yeah, my soul's transmission. Ascended masters on a unified mission. The sons of light got the harmonic alignments with the chariots of fire as the new cosmic assignments. Yeah, baby.
Alpha Omega, I'm breaking the seal. From Malka to Keter, the spiral's real. Irons of ore, I reflect the flame. The book of knowledge, and know what they gain. Decode the key to frequency drop. Live by the shadow, and the whole world stops. And as in dimensions, no need to knock. And open the doors with the keys of Enoch.
Let's go.
I remember that.
That was the
I
first,
remember
yeah,
that.
first time we
JJ.
played the full thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the first time we played the full thing online. Yeah, shout out to JJ Desiree Hertak. They'll be on the podcast soon.
That's
That
the
was
keys
fun.
of Enoch rap.
Really dope, guys. Really dope. Really dope.
Yeah, appreciate that. Got the music video coming soon. Already filmed it. Just gotta cut it up. That's it.
Yeah, literally rapping about
Nice.
the cosmic administrations and the Merkaba light codes, the Elohim light codes on the back of his hand.
It's exciting to be a part of it, man. Old light codes written in stone. Now we're bringing the new light codes through podcasts and hip hop, star hop, man. Like
Star Hop.
Jesus, yeah, Jesus would be stoked. He'd be like, "Damn, these niggas getting after it." Fuck, you know? Fuck yeah, featuring Jesus Christ on the track. That'd be fucking sick.
Yo, I
Y'all know
gotta.
he'd be in the studio with us. He'd be like, "Yo, That's fire.
Speaking of Jesus and the light codes, I'm gonna pull up a little meme here. Y'all can look at it in the chat. Yo, guys, I don't need to share my screen, but that's what I'm pulling up for the people right now. We got the man, the myth, the legend. The harvest is plentiful, but the light workers are few.
or few."
So
Is that the Da Vinci? It looks like a Da Vinci.
I don't know. I typed in Salvatore Mundi vibes, which I think that is Da Vinci though. I think he did that,
Salvatore
right?
Mundi is Da Vinci. Yeah.
That's a painting name. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, he's the male Mona Lisa. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's dude, Chris Bledsoe, UFO of God, used that photo on the front
Yeah,
of
I
his book.
know. Uh-huh. Such a good pick. Yeah.
Salvatore Mundi. Let me maybe I pull up the original.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
let's see
MBS, Mohammed bin Saladin, the controversial figure, the leader of Saudi Arabia, he owns it. The richest man in the world. The guy who chopped up that reporter, Jamal Khashoggi.
Oh snap, that's a shame. So yeah, here's the original for y'all. This is I guess a painting. So Leonardo da Vinci has this photo called
Beautiful
Salvatore
painting.
Mundi, and I guess this is supposed to be Jesus. Yo, he's holding a crystal ball. Is this
I
supposed
know.
to be Jesus?
Oh, crazy.
Let me
is
get
that?
the
Yeah, it's
history
supposed to be
of
Jesus.
what is history of Salvatore Mundi.
Oh, it's so controversial. It was like found as a stolen artifact. I think the Nazis might have plundered it, and then it was found later, like pretty recently. And then like, oh my God, this is a lost Da Vinci. Some
okay.
scholars, like the scholars are split on it, just like they're split on everything. But
Right. So it's attributed to Da Vinci, but there's some different controversy. So what? He's giving a blessing with his right hand and holding a transparent orb, a crystal ball in his left hand.
yeah, Jesus. Yeah,
Wikipedia says the orb is symbolic of his role as savior of the world and the heavens.
of the world.
Is it really?
Well, yeah,
That's what the crystal
Salvatore
ball
Mundi.
represents?
That's Salvatore Mundi means the savior of the world.
Right. So that's like that crystal sphere is the world. Kind of seems a little
no.
bit more magical. Just
And it
because
has three stars like Orion's belt in it.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Trippy. Da Vinci was like low key keyed in with that kind of shit too.
That's because he was getting cosmic broadcasts. He had the receptivity.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's crazy. So
Or how about what Caligas's paper said, that Da Vinci is Emmanuel's incarnation?
he said that?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I love that connection. That's like my pet theory. Like, dude, how sick would it be if he was? Like, that's why he's so sick. Like, no one can touch him.
That's insane. Yeah, we gotta one him up. Look, when they come as mortals,
We gotta one up Emmanuel.
they're in our playing field. That we can.
Yeah, you're right. They're fucking foreigners. They're
equalizing
right
themselves to our level. That's our chance to. When else are you gonna get to compete with the sovereign?
Amen.
Master.
Amen. Oh shit! You just brought Planetary HQ to the next level.
They came here to play with us. They're trying to
Renaissance men and women, baby.
They're like, show me what you got. So yeah, obviously,
you know what? You're right. That's
Amethyst.
Exactly what they did. They came here to fucking test us, to be like, hey, show me what you got. Can you outdo this?
Mm. Can you replace the Anunnaki, the sons of Anu who rebelled? Adam and Eve versus the Anunnaki. We're going to be in New York City from November 14th and the 15th at New Life Expo, giving a talk called Anunnaki versus Adamic Superhuman ETs. And it's going to be talking about exactly these different celestial genetic hybrid programs that were meant to upgrade humanity, but a lot of crazy shit happened and it didn't really work out. And now the planet is left up to us to improve. The humans have to do it. No more celestials who are incarnated. It's up to us. Jesus left us the ball, and he was like, he handed off the torch to us. He's like, look, it's on you guys. Crystal
sphere.
Right. Gave us that little mudra there. What is it? Do a little fingers crossed thing.
Like, this is how you hit the
Righteous.
I designed the clip. All right. He's joking, guys. Blasphemy. So fucking minus 20 subscribers. 7. Part 7. The Courts of Nebadon. The Master Son, Michael, is supremely concerned with but 3 things: creation, sustenance, and ministry. Okay. He does not personally participate in the judicial work of the universe. Creators never sit in judgment on their creatures. That is the exclusive function of creatures on high training and actual creature experience. Okay, that makes sense, because what did he say when Jesus met, who was it, Caligastia or Lucifer? No, it was Lucifer, right? He said, he offered him mercy and said, like, I love you, but I am in no position to judge you because you're my own son. It wouldn't be fair. So he had to step back, and that's when Ancient of Days stepped in and actually did the judging. So AOD does the judging because, I mean, it makes sense. It would be impartial. There'd be too much bias in it if you're judging your own kids. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to, at some point in time, you got to keep it real. Your kid, like sons love their murder, or mothers love their murderous sons when they go to jail, you know?
Right.
Even though the kid was bad. The entire judicial mechanism of Nebadon is under the supervision of Gabriel. The high courts, located on Salvington, are occupied with problems of general universe import and with the appellate cases coming up from the system tribunals. There are 70 branches of these universe courts, and they function in 7 divisions of 10 sections each. In all matters of adjudication, there presides a dual magistracy consisting of 1 judge of perfection, antecedents, and 1 magistrate of ascendant experience. Oh, wow. Interesting. So they're looking at all matters in those court adjudication cases from one point of view, from the ascendancy up and from the perfection down. And they're mixing those points of view to get the perfect decision.
And that could be one of us. A magistrate of ascendant experience. And that's where it said we work under Gabriel eventually in the administration. That's what it's saying. We're ascenders, right?
Mm-hmm. Who was it, Paul, that says, don't you know you will judge angels?
Damn, he was right.
Yeah. As regards jurisdiction, the local universe courts are limited in the following matters. The number one, the administration of the local universe is concerned with the creation, evolution, maintenance, and ministry. The universe tribunals are, therefore, denied the right to pass upon these cases involving the questions of eternal life and death. This has no reference to natural death as it obtains on Urantia. But if the question of the right of continued existence, life eternal, comes up for adjudication, it must be referred to the tribunals of Orvanton. And if decided adversely to the individual, all sentences of extinction are carried out upon the orders and through the agencies of the rulers of the super government. So just like we were saying before, Michael, he steps back in the Ancient of Days. They come in and do the execution. If you're a bad boy, you get annihilated. Number two, the default or defection of any of the local universe sons of God, which jeopardizes their status and authority as sons, is never adjudicated in the tribunals of a son. Such a misunderstanding would be immediately carried to the super universe courts. Okay, that's the Lucifer Rebellion right there. The Lucifer Rebellion can't be adjudicated by Michael's local universe court system. That's why Gabriel petitioned the Ancient of Days to kick it up to the super universe courts.
Yeah.
Sorry if it sounds like we're talking Chinese viewers. but it's complex governmental civics. The question of the readmission of any constituent part of a local universe, such as a local system, to the fellowship of full spiritual status in the local creation subsequent to a spiritual isolation, must be concurred in by the high assembly of the super universe. Oh shit. So we can't get out of quarantine unless it has the signing off of all of the high assemblies of the super universe in order for Urantia, our planet, to get reinstalled in the cosmic government. So it might take a little bit longer than we think.
Yeah.
In all other matter, I mean, that doesn't change that the adjudication could be moving forward and like some rules are changing.
Yeah.
They're referring to the full-on installation of us back into the Galactic Fed. Yeah.
Super universe. So that's just there's like a bunch of local. How many local universes in a super universe? We're talking like million. No, wait. It's not. It can't be millions because there's only 700,000 creator suns.
Yeah. Wait. How many? What you said?
I was saying how many local universes in our super universe?
Super universe. Good question. I'm not a good amount. I think it's like in the millions or billions.
Yeah, but if there's only 700,000 creator suns, how does that work?
I take it back. Maybe then 700,000 probably.
Yeah. But aren't the 700,000 creator suns, aren't they spread between all 7 super universes? That's another bunch of questions from the other questions. So we don't have to dive and answer this right now, but
sure, yeah, we'll get this one real quick. A super universe contains 100 local universes.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah,
yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's because it's only 10 major sectors. Yeah.
Really? 100.
Yeah,
wow.
super universe has 10 major sectors. Every major sector has 10 minor sectors, and every minor sector contains 100 local universes.
So then we can actually get the estimate of how many inhabited planets there are in the 7 super universes, because I think it gives us a number on how many.
No, sorry, 10,000. 10,000. Sorry.
10,000 what?
I think this AI is fucking glitching. Paper 15, 100 local universes.
Oh, using AI.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be able to do it, but.
Okay, so I'm looking up super universe here. I can use my my custom AI.
Okay. The super universe is 10 major sectors. One major sector is So 7 super universes, 70 major, 7,000 minor, 700,000 local. So that means there's 100,000 per super universe.
Oh, that makes sense because then that maxes out the 700,000 crater
The
suns.
700,000, yes, yeah. Yeah, they break it down and they have a chart in the Urantia book pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people, sorry it took so long. Sorry about all that dead space, but we're still here. Put in the chat right now. Do you guys ever care about it? It's right there. So we said 100,000 local universes per super universe. Why were we trying to figure that out?
Let's see. Because it said the spiritual status of our planet is going to have to be reckoned in the high assembly of the super universe. And so basically the super universe government is looking at 100,000 local universes and all the things going on. And we are
weighing
one of the 100,000. Yeah. And they're getting us through the system, the paperwork. Yeah.
Are they ready? I don't know. That was good. Good little celestial mathematics. That's why you guys signed up for the cause, man. That's why you're here. That's why you guys subscribe to the channel. And if you aren't, you're wrong. So press that subscribe button. Hit that fucking notification bell. In all other matters, the courts of Salvington are final and supreme. There is no appeal and no escape from their decisions and decrees. However, unfairly human contentions may sometimes appear to be adjudicated on Urantia. In the universe, justice and divine equity do prevail. You are living in a well-ordered universe, and sooner or later, you may depend upon being dealt with justly, even mercifully. Damn.
So, in regards to Lucifer, I wonder what the verdict will be on that.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about.
Will they have mercy? Will they have mercy on Lucifer? Well, because he doesn't even, does he even deserve mercy? I mean, from my point of view, I don't think he does, but...
I mean, the fact that he's still alive, that's the mercy extension right there.
That's the mercy. That is the mercy. The fact that he's still alive is mercy.
I think he deserves it as a free will being. All free will beings deserve that, just like we are given that. Like the angels, even though they're higher up, they still get that because that's the point of time space is evolution. The point is not we annihilate anyone who rebels.
The first time they fuck up, we just kill them.
Right.
Yeah, that would be terrible. And honestly, that's American. The American system could learn from that too. It's like the second you do something bad, we consider you like inferior, unable to be like valueless, and that's incorrect. Like, I sold heroin, meth, did heroin and meth, and I was in a dark spot for a while. Got locked up for a year. But that qualified me to help others, And that was a while ago, my like early 20s. I'm 35 now. Since then, I became a pastor and helped other people in their recovery process. And I was helping them. And they'd look at the pastor of the church and be like, I'm not listening to that fool. He never did drugs. What the fuck? I'm not going to listen to him. Are you going to listen to a person who never did heroin when you're going through heroin addiction? But they'd listen to me, So like I had the stripes. I was qualified to teach. That's important in the universe. Sometimes when you go through darkness, you understand it so you can help other distorted programs that still exist out there. We can learn from that. And that's what the universe is trying to cultivate, not trying to like smite you down the second you do the wrong thing once.
Because they know also that
wouldn't be fun.
The consequences of our decisions are its own form of punishment and judgment. They don't, their goal is not to like, they know that like when we mess up on Earth, it makes our life, it sucks so bad. A lot of times there's no punishment needed. Now, I guess that changes when you get into the question of like when people hurt other people and there's no justice for that, like what happens then, Well, it hurts you still in an unconscious way because it limits your receptive capacity, to actually tap into true reality. So it's still an unconscious sort of limiter. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of angles there. So
Oh, I'm over. I'm done. Well, last section. Last, finish us out. Close us out. Home stretch, Nebby.
All right. Number 8, the legislative and executive functions. On Salvington, the headquarters of Nebadon, there are no true legislative bodies. The universe headquarters worlds are concerned largely with adjudication. Did I say that right? Adjudication? Anyways,
Adjudication.
adjudication. Thank you.
I know people
The-
don't want to say that word nowadays, the Jew part, but it's really contentious.
The legislative assemblies of the local universe are located on the headquarters of the 100 constellations. The systems are chiefly concerned with the executive and administrative work of the local creations. The system sovereigns and their associates enforce the legislative mandates of the constellation rulers and execute the judicial decrees of the high courts of the universe.
Okay, that's
While-
actually very exciting right there. It just gives me a really cool picture. It's weird when you read and then you get these glimpses in like full color HD and you're wondering like, what is that? The adjuster fucking showing you. It says that there is no legislative bodies over here on Salvington. It's only executive and administrative. So it's like, the Marine Corps, when they go out and do a mission, they're just going to go out and fuck shit up and try to get the mission done. The consequences will get kicked up to the judicial legislative branch who will oversee it and see what you did wrong or right, So it's like Michael himself isn't really involved in trying to see if what they're doing is like right or wrong according to the judicial system. He's more just like doing executive stuff, which is kind of cool. It makes me more happy that there's less red tape and more focused on operating,
Yeah, and I'd like to do a little shout out to the chat here. We have a couple some commentary that we can kind of bring into the loop here. So thanks for being here, everyone. We got a couple viewers. So welcome back, Deborah. Trainwreck, Unaverage Joe said, I think more and more people are starting to see between the blinds that this reality is not what we are told or what we think it is. More of us are awakening to the truth, a truth so profound. So I agree. I think people are waking up, and I think we're supposed to bring more information through so that people have more to wake up to, right? That's what we're doing here on the channel. And Andrew, what's up? Welcome, brother. Mercy is what's happening now, right? We're in that period of sort of letting things play out, let the mercy opportunity, see what the end result is. And then also, I guess he was saying, back to how big the universe is. Remember, they didn't mention outer space levels 1 through 4. Yeah, we were just talking about the super universes in their current state. I guess the outer space levels are beyond that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's the next level. Urantia is interesting because there is this sort of game playing where after all the planets in the 7 super universes actually sort of perfect themselves, it unlocks and they'll manifest what's called a supreme being, a new manifestation of the source consciousness into time and space, that sort of has all the knowledge and experience of all the beings that participated in that time zone. This new level of the universe is going to be unlocked, and that's the outer space levels. And it says that the next,
it's funny they call that outer space,
right? What we're in inner space.
Outer space to the outer space.
Right. They say that the purpose of the next stage of the grand universe is no longer going to be the evolutionary program, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, it's trippy. I don't even know.
What does that mean?
My mind can't comprehend that. I'm an evolutionary mind. I don't even get it.
Right. So, the infinite is manifesting a new level and a whole new abstract to what is going to be, I guess, manifested and actuated. And but here's the kick that, remember, we're training as administrators. We're going to work under Gabriel. We're going to go back to the Father on Paradise.
Ooh, what are we getting trained for?
Yeah, what are we getting trained for if there's another level going to get unlocked?
Damn, about to go sprint a fucking lap right now.
Exactly. So y'all wanted to know, what are we doing in heaven? What are we doing it for? We're doing it for the next level. We're gonna be we get to be the team leaders for the next level of outer space manifestation.
Yeah. We'll be the Anunnaki for them out there. And maybe more so. Gang. Yeah, that'll be the age of the ultimate. So right now, currently, we're in the age of the supreme.
That's a sick expansion pack name. We're in the age of the supreme, the age of the ultimate. Dude, that's insane. Literally
DLC,
like an Avengers
Age of the
movie. DLC.
Age of Ultron.
That's hilarious. Dude, for real, guys. You start looking at the universe like this. You start living every day, waking up as if you're in the age of the supreme, and you're going to be working towards the age of the ultimate in some billions of years here.
I feel like I have armor on and I have like elf ears right now.
Right.
I'm about to go slay some orcs.
Like, dude, there's literally like, you could make, we're going to make a trailer, a Planetary HQ trailer called Age of the Supreme. And, you know, we're going to put Earth in it as a critical part of that story, that manifestation. And then, you know, we're going to make that Age of the Ultimate trailer, but it's going to be more mysterious because we can't say much because it's not like, it's so mysterious. We're just going to like tease it. That'll be the end credit at the end of the Age of the Supreme movie. You know, they're going to tease you. That's basically what they're doing here. That little clip at the end.
To Age of the Ultimate.
Yeah.
After the credits. Stay tuned. He goes over the cliff and looks down. You just see swirling space. Avengers, Age of the Ultimate. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I'm stoked on that.
Ooh.
All right, so
look at that comment. Yo, somebody read that latest comment.
My weird theory is that we will be creator sons for the next outer space level. I thought that's where you were going to bring it to, Tachila, because that's actually both of our pet theories too. Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be in a new capacity. But yeah, we're probably going to be like the equivalent. Like they're kind of passing on the torch in a way. That's what else are they training us for? Remember, this is literally the pattern that is used by the Trinity is we create free will beings, time-space ascending beings, and we give them governance of the universe. That's literally from the top down. They're doing this.
We train them and then let them fucking govern. How sick is that, dude?
That is very sick.
Mm-hmm.
The order of Grand Fonda. Yeah, y'all, you can continue.
While true legislation is not enacted at the universe headquarters, there do function on Salvington a variety of advisors and research assemblies, variously constituted and conducted in accordance with their scope and purpose. Some are permanent, others disband upon the accomplishment of their objective. Okay, that's interesting. The Supreme Council of the local universe is made up of 3 members from each system and 7 representatives from each constellation. Systems in isolation do not have representation in this assembly, but they are permitted to send observers who attend and study all its deliberations.
Interesting. Well, okay. So we don't get a member on the Supreme Council.
The 100 councils of supreme sanction are also situated on Salvington. The presidents of these councils constitute the immediate working of the cabinet of Gabriel.
Okay, so Supreme Council seems like local universe government with quarantine zones. Then the 100 Council of Supreme Government seems like super universe government, or the specific cabinet of Gabriel. Maybe not, because Gabriel isn't a super universe being, but it says that one of his functions, he's one of the main liaison officers between super universe beings. It doesn't say that, you know, quarantine worlds aren't on that, so
It doesn't say.
a lot of the starseeds and the Galactic Federation talk and channelers, they're always talking about councils like the Law of One and different councils and groups of ETs, consortiums, and calling the shots throughout the Galactic Federation and local universe government. I'm just trying to figure out who is in what positions of power and whose jurisdiction is what.
All findings of the High Universe Advisory Councils are referred either to the Salvington's judicial bodies or to the legislative assemblies of the constellations. These high councils are without authority or power to enforce their recommendations. If their advice is founded on the fundamental laws of the universe, then will the Nebadon court issue rulings of executions. But if their recommendations have to do with local or emergency conditions, they must pass down the legislative assemblies of the Constellation for deliberate enactment and then to the system authorities for execution. These high councils are, in reality, the universe super legislatures, but they function without the authority of enactment and without the power of execution.
Wow, that's crazy. So they're just drafting laws all day long.
It's like Congress.
And yeah, but if the law matches up with the local universe, then the local universe will adopt it. But they have no power to enforce these laws. It's kind of like, Nebadon, they look up and they're like, okay, yeah, that law is good and it doesn't break any of our rules. We'll adopt it. But it's kind of funny that that's their method as opposed to trying to force these laws into action. It's very different.
While we speak of universe administration in terms of courts and assemblies, it should be understood that these spiritual transactions are very different from the more primitive and material activities of Urantia, which bear corresponding names. So not like Congress.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The last paragraph, they're like, and just so you know, we're restricted to your primitive language. It's not anything like you fucks.
It's like they almost like
Thank God it's nothing like us.
they
Thank
totally,
God.
They almost negate everything they said in the paper because like we've been thinking about it in terms of our like court systems and assemblies, and then they're like, by the way, this is very different. Like this is the only way we can describe it to you.
Yeah, we would just see like a bunch of glowing triangles that are green coming from the left and a bunch of purple upside down triangles from the right and a bunch of different colored geometrics coming together on like a
merge
sea of glass, and then they start seeing rainbow flashes of light go back and forth, and then they depart and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Whoa.
Oh, that was a council delegation on 606. Like, okay. Yeah, good paper. That was tight. I had fun.
That was tight. Yeah.
It's better than church, man. And it's Sunday,
Day of the Lord.
My church. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. You guys are blessed. No, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. We were talking that talk, did a little cosmic road trip, and that's paper 33 wrapped up right there from the Urantia book. Highly recommend go checking it out. We talk about it a lot on the channel. If you're a subscriber and a regular watcher and you haven't already cracked it open, what are you doing? I know you're listening to this and you're like, that ain't me. I already been cracked it open, So that's what's up. Shout out to you if you're on that. If you like the music, go check it out. We put the link in the chat. Go check out Nebiism. It's on YouTube, Spotify, all the streaming services. Stay tuned for us. We got the mixtape dropping soon. Give you a little sneak peek on our single. Keys of Enoch rap coming at you soon. Tour dates. Like Taylor said, when is it? November 14th and 15th? At what, New Life Conference?
Expo in
New Life Expo.
New York City.
Yep. New York City. Go check it out. We'll try to put the information in the description too. That's November 14th, 15th. Come talk to us. Come chop it up with us. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to give a presentation and speaking. And after the presentation, we'll be at the booth. And then when the booth closes down, we'll probably be cracking beers. So you want to talk that alien talk with us over a beer? Come to New York. Or if you live in New York, I want to see you. I want to see your pretty face. California, July 21st to the 24th, I think, or the 24th to the 27th, one of the two. Next year, we got an entire year to figure it out. In Monterey, California, we will be at the Urantia International Conference, performing our music and doing a live podcast. So if you're in California, come visit us. And we got a lot more tours coming up. So before the end of the year, we'll finalize the list and you guys can come say hi to Planetary HQ. So you guys got any last words?
I'm very happy for you guys that you guys are touring and making shit happen. So props, man. Y'all making it happen.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be with us at the Urantia International Conference too. We already put your music on the list, so.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so we're gonna perform our music and we want you to perform a song. So.
Where is it? California?
Monterey, California. We got an entire year to figure it out, but yeah, That's the plan.
I'm actually down.
Oh, it's gonna be sick, dude. And you guys can meet Nebby too. So, yes, sir. Shout out to my brother Andrew Lazaro in the chat. Stoked to see you again.
Bob
Ziomara.
Lazar's cousin.
Bob Lazar's long lost cousin.
Lazaro.
Brain wreck. Deborah, we love you guys. We out.
Peace.
Subscribe.